Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the keyboard assembly on this DELL XPS 159510. Alright, so first thing we got to do is remove all the screws from the bottom. Looks like somebody was trying to work on this and stripped a bunch of the screws, so hopefully they'll all come out. We're using a T5 Torx 5 screwdriver. You want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Alright, so we got two on the back where the hinges, where the hinge is, or hinges are. Alright, and then we got two more on the sides, and then four along the bottom, although they did lose two of them, so I guess we got two, and two. Alright, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, let's go ahead and continue trying to remove these. One of these screws are stripped really bad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it out with normal screwdrivers. It doesn't look like it. So let me go grab my screw extractor and I'll be back. I'm back. We got the screw extractor, so we're going to go ahead and try and get this out now. Alright, there we go. And we got the screw out. Okay, toss that because we don't need that getting stuck in there again. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead now and remove the bottom cover. Okay, so, sorry, because most people aren't going to have to do that on theirs. But, yeah, alright. So to get the thing off, usually these are a little bit difficult because the gap here is kind of small. It looks like they might have messed with it and lost the LED bar inside there. But anyways, let's go ahead and open this up. You're going to carefully try and get into the gap here. Okay, I just try and get my fingernails in there. And let's see if we can. Alright, this one can be tricky. Yeah, this one's tough. I might need to go grab my metal tool here, but let's see. Get in there. Oh, okay, we got in there, and then push with your thumbs on the back, and there we go. Alright, so here we go. There's the bottom cover removed. Alright, now we just gotta pull everything out of here. We're gonna start with the battery. Okay, I'm gonna go quick here because I made a video doing this already on another one. So it looks like we're gonna use a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver to remove these screws. Okay, and I'm gonna just be pulling everything out. If you want a video showing like the RAM and all that other stuff, I have another video showing that, so you do want to watch that other video. Okay. Alright, man, these screws are hard to get out. They're tiny. Okay. Did they strip that as well, or did they put a wrong screw in there? Are you kidding? They like mixed all the screws around. So these should all be PH0 or JS0. It looks like they put one of the T5 or Torx 5 screws in there, and this one is super stripped as well. So I don't know about that. Is it coming out? Okay, good. I'm going to toss this screw because we don't need stripped screws inside the computer or outside the computer. All right, we're using the T5 to get this one that they put in the wrong spot. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and continue removing all of these. This looks like a larger. We're going to switch over to the PH1 or JS1 and remove this screw. Alright, and this screw. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and get this stuff up and this one up. Alright, and it looks like this isn't held in with any screws, so we just need to detach this. Let's try and zoom in here and see. They put a bunch of tape here, so you need to use like a little non-conductive tool like this little pry tool to kind of get underneath and peel that up. Okay, and then once you get that peeled up, you should be able to disconnect it. So peel that back here. You can see here's the connector. Then I'm going to grab as close as I can to that connector on this wire here, and then pinch it and wiggle side to side, and it should pop out. There we go. Alright, so now we got the speaker connector out. Let's zoom out again. Okay, so now that we got that, we should be able to lift the whole thing. Yep. And then we can swing it over, or you can kind of unroute it from this, because we are going to have to move this over to the new one. It is held in with tape here, so we're just going to go to the other one. Same thing, excuse me. Okay, and then we'll do that. Alright, so here's the battery. We're going to rotate this. Oh, did somebody? Oh, okay. The customer told me they tried doing it themselves, and then they ripped the battery connector off here. So normally this doesn't come out. You're supposed to get this piece out. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reattach their battery for them, but I'll hold on to this and then wiggle this side to side. Okay. So this connector side to side, and eventually you should be able to pop it out. Ow. I cut myself on that little clip. Alright, I don't know if I'll be able to push this back on, but let's see. Okay, I think it's just a regular push into place clip. So if that's the case, this was like this, right? Okay, so if that's the case, you just need to line up the pins here. Okay, line it up. Sorry, I'm holding the speaker, so it's a little tricky. But you just line this up and then push it down onto place. So get that in. Okay, hopefully you can see how it lines up there like that, and then push that down, and there we go. All right, now that we got that pushed in, we're gonna take that back down and we'll set this aside. Okay, next we need to take a look at the replacement and see what we got. So the replacement has this antenna already in place, so we have the one antenna, and then the other antenna is here. Interesting. Okay, so we do have the two wireless antennas here, and then we got these two connectors, and then as well as the keyboard and backlight connection here. Okay, it looks like the keyboard connects here, the touchpad connects to the board here as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue removing. So this is the keyboard, so there's a latch here. Let me zoom in here for you guys. Latch, flip that latch up. Once you flip that up, you can get under here and you can pull this back. All right, so there we go. Okay, so now we gotta go ahead and remove the motherboard. We also have to bring the whole screen over. So since we're taking the whole screen and motherboard out, I technically don't need to remove the whole thing here. Let me see. I don't think I drained power, so I'm going to press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power, make it safer, especially when removing the screen. Okay, so hold it a few more seconds. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead now. Oh, this has a lot of dust and hair and stuff in it, so we gotta clean that out. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to, let me actually go outside and dust this real quick. Alright, wow, there's a lot of like pet hairs or something in here. So I'll get all of that out. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna clean that up. Sorry, I was zoomed in too far. But I'll clean that up and I'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and continue removing this stuff. So we gotta find all the screws holding it down. Obviously, we need to undo the wireless card connectors. So we're gonna switch back to the PH0 or JS0. Okay. Let's go over here. We got this screw. We'll undo that. Okay, now that we got that screw out, we'll move that metal plate aside. Pop the antennas out by going from the tail. Just pull straight up. Okay, just like that. And just like that. All right, and then you want to, of course, make sure these are off to the side, out of the way. Okay, and we got a bunch of other little connectors here. So we got, oops, let me zoom out here. Okay, we got this guy. Maybe I should just remove the whole screen. Why not? All right, so let's go ahead and remove the whole screen. There's 3 screws holding this piece in place. Okay, so undo these 3 screws. Are they attached? It looks like they're attached to this metal plate. So undo those 3 screws and we'll set that aside. All right, then we got this connector that we're just gonna get under and pull it up. You can see they just pop up like that. Okay, and be careful because there's a raised post in the middle here. So we're just gonna do that and remove this. Okay, so now we got that out. I think that's about it. We might have to take this whole plastic thing out. Oh, actually we do. Okay, so there's a screw here on this side. Okay, and another one on this side. All right, now that we got those, let's see. Yep, this whole plastic thingy kind of comes up. You gotta kind of lift it straight up though. Okay, so there we go. We got this whole piece out. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna open the laptop to basically 90 degrees. I like to hang the screen over the edge of my desk. I don't know if I'll be able to film this part, but let's see here. Let me try this here real quick. There we go. All right. Okay, so here we go. Now we need to use the PH1 or JS1 screwdriver again, and we're going to undo all the hinge screws here. Okay. All right, keep all the screws in order. Again, they can be different size, shape, and lengths. If you were already just mixing them all up, then hopefully you'll be able to figure out where they came from. Okay. All right, here's the fourth screw here. Then we got 4 on this side as well. Can hold the screen up to make it easier. Okay, so be careful that you don't drop the screen. All right, so we're going to carefully lift this up and out. All right, it's getting caught, but here's the whole screen assembly. So if you need to replace the screen and you can get a hold of this screen assembly, it's pretty easy. Again, just make sure to disconnect the battery and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds before doing that step. All right, so let's go ahead now and get back to the rest. Let me put you guys back in the right way. There we go. Okay, so now we got the hinges out. We must get the motherboard out. So let's see here. We got all of that disconnected. The thing is, I need to figure out what's actually holding it down, because I don't know if we have to remove all these screws or not. I think we do, because it seems to be holding it down pretty strong. All right, we're going to switch back over to the PH0, JS0 screwdriver, and then we'll start removing these screws. So we got one here. Okay, looks like another one. I'm just going to go across, because usually that's easier. Another one over here. Another one over here. Another one over here. Do we need to transfer this? Make sure, okay, this piece is already there on this one, so we don't need to transfer that. Okay, take note of what you need to remove and what you don't. There's that. We got this one. Got this one down here. Alright, there we go. So we got those. Now, what else? This is kind of wobbly. Okay, it seems like these might have to go as well. So we'll see there. Alright, we gotta get this fan screw out. There. These, usually the heatsink screws can stay. So we'll leave that. We'll get this fan screw. Excuse me. Alright, that guy. Then we got another screw over here. Okay, let's see what else. Is this one holding it as well? Got another screw up here. Alright, and it's still being held down. Oh, is that a screw? This shouldn't be holding it. Let's move this metal plate out of the way. Okay, now we got that. You can see the fan can already come up. All right, looks like there's a connector here, so if you want, you can pop this off. That one and this one. Okay, then we'll get that. Oh, there's a screw hidden under there. Good thing I popped those out. Okay, so here's a little thing to hold the USB-C port, it looks like. And then in, there's a little cable here that we're gonna have to flip and disconnect. Okay, that seems to be the power button. I don't know if this one works like the MacBooks, so just in case, I'm going to transfer the power button over, because sometimes the fingerprint is linked to that, so, or the fingerprint reader. So I don't know if Dell uses the same thing like Apple, but if you don't replace it on Macs, then the fingerprint reader doesn't work anymore. So anyways, we're going to take that out just to be safe. So after you take the 2 screws, this kind of slides this way, okay? So you need to lift this slightly and slide that up. Oh, it's kind of difficult. It's getting caught on something. Is it held with adhesive as well? So pull this. This should just pull out. Oh, okay, there we go. I had to leave it lower because this was hooking down into there. Okay, so we'll take that out. We'll take this guy out, and we're gonna peel this out. This is the one that came with this. It came with this laptop. So you can see there's 2 pieces actually. So there's this cable. So there's the button itself, and then there's this cable that attaches to the controller here. So this cable's you can reuse. This piece is what you would most likely need to replace. All right, so there we go. We pulled that out. Let's go ahead and continue checking what we need to remove. You can see this piece is wobbly, so we can remove this separately, it seems. Yep, but you do need to lift it up carefully. Okay, there's a lot of pieces here, so it's starting to get, I mean, it is confusing now. Not starting to get confusing. All right, let's get the SSD out just in case. It looks like we're going to use a PH1 for this one. Okay. Remove that screw. Then this comes up slightly, and then you can kind of wiggle that out. There we go. I don't know if we had to remove that, but it seems to have helped. Okay, it looks like we don't need to remove this. It looks like it's just stuck with some adhesive or something. So we're carefully pulling on this, lifting it up. Yeah, there might be adhesive because the previous one, or the replacement one, they have the backing is kind of torn up a little bit, and it's probably from them trying to peel away the adhesive. You can see how stuck it is there. Okay. See how this lifts up. The heat sink. The heat sink's like stuck. Okay, see? It's like held in with some adhesive or something. Like I'm just kind of wiggling it. There we go. So it helps to kind of wiggle it like this as you kind of lift. And there we go. Okay, so here we go. We got the entire motherboard, logic board out. Okay, you can see underneath it's really dusty and dirty too. So I'm gonna actually clean that up as well. So let me grab a toothbrush, brush this off, and I'll be back. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, I'm back. We cleaned it up. Some of the stuff doesn't really come off. So yeah, we're just gonna have to set it aside, and then we will go ahead and work on it once we get to that point. All right, so, oops, where'd this fan? This fan is like falling out here to make sure it stays in. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and continue with this. So here you can see this is the old keyboard. Oh, there's some broken stuff in here, it looks like. They have a lot of like little broken pieces in here, so we'll toss those aside. Okay, let's double check and make sure the replacement has everything. So I don't know, they see how they tore this all up. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have it all torn up. So anyways, you got all of those pieces, these pieces. Okay, so again, we're gonna transfer over the power button. Okay, so we're gonna switch back over to the PH0 JS0. Okay, because if the computer is linked to this, then you're gonna have issues if you try and reuse the old one. And the power button will likely work, but then the fingerprint can have problems. Okay, so now we're gonna get this out. Okay, this part's kind of difficult because of the little hooks that go in here. So you kind of have to like wiggle it or jiggle it a certain way. I don't know. Oh, okay, I guess you do one side first and then it comes out. There we go. All right, we're gonna have to carefully peel this up. Carefully peel this up. The replacement one, it peeled off so easily, so maybe they already like peeled it up at some point. But we're gonna get under here. Okay, this part is probably gonna be, yeah, this is gonna be risky. It's probably gonna end up tearing itself. Let's see. How am I gonna get this out? I think what I might need to do is soak this part with some isopropyl alcohol, and then we should be able to peel it out. So let's go ahead and spray some isopropyl alcohol on it. Okay. Get some isopropyl alcohol under there. And it's gonna be tough because it needs to get under the adhesive, but I don't know if it's gonna, let's see. I don't know what they did to the first one, that the replacement, it was like came out already. So we can kind of try and get under this. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. I don't know how to, how are we gonna get that one out? Try and flood it with some isopropyl alcohol. You can probably also use heat if this doesn't work. That might help a little bit. But usually once you can get under a little bit of this board, then the whole thing starts peeling up because the isopropyl alcohol can flow underneath. Okay. Yeah, it's not wanting to come up. And this is the important part. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to come up. You can't really poke through from the bottom because it has that plasticky stuff. I'm gonna try my thinner metal tool, but this might be a little risky. Let's see here. Okay, so we got this. Okay, let's go ahead and get under here. Yeah, I do see it's getting the liquid underneath, so it should be kind of working. It's just being a pain. Yep, it's slowly peeling up. Okay, I'm going to use the plastic tool because it's safer. In theory. Alright. So now it's kind of peeling up. Let's go ahead and put a little more isopropyl alcohol in there. And work it up. Come on. There we go. Okay. So now we got that all the way out. Oh, you can see the adhesive they used. So I need to let that dry, and then we can go ahead and stick it down on the new one. All right, so I'll be back. I'm gonna let that set. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and install the button here. Okay, so here we go. This is the old button. We're putting it into the replacement keyboard. Let's take that down. Okay. All right, and this piece would just sit there. So, all right, next we'll get this piece back on. Okay. This part's a little difficult because it has to go over, but also under these little latches. So, like that. Okay, perfect. I had to kind of do it at an angle. Let me zoom in. Oops, sorry. So far zoomed out, didn't realize. Okay, then we'll get the two screws back in that were holding it in place. These are PH0, JS0 screws. Okay, so that button's good now. So I need to move some of these screws aside that I was working on. Okay. Alright, so now that we got that, we can go ahead and get the motherboard back in. So motherboard is here. I want to make sure to line everything back up. Okay, this fan, make sure that goes in right. And carefully lower that to drop it into place. Okay, we do need to make sure to get the wireless antennas up. Oops, sorry, why am I so far zoomed in? Alright, so you need to get the wireless antennas up, so it helps to use like tweezers or something. Let's get under there, get that up and out of the way. Okay, and let me see, how did this sit on there? This way more? Okay, and there we go. And this drops into there. This drops onto there. Okay, make sure these latches are up. Now we got everything dropped into place, so flip that latch up. Get the connector in there. Okay. There we go. Hold that in, and then flip that latch down. Okay, next we have the keyboard connector. Oh, hopefully I was showing everything. We got the keyboard connector here. Make sure that latches up. This is for the keyboard, touchpad, and the light LED bar here. Okay, so, oh, this light LED bar is kind of weird. I need to make sure it's on properly. Okay. There we go. Oops, sorry, I'm out of view, aren't I? I should just leave it zoomed out, but then you guys won't be able to see. Anyways, let's get this cable in all the way. There we go. Okay, SSD, we'll go ahead and slide that back on. So this one goes on like that. It goes under this. Okay, make sure it goes in, latch in place, lower that down. Switch back over to the PH1, JS1 screwdriver. Now we'll get that in. Okay. Alright, we got all these other little special thingies over here. So let's go ahead and get this back in. It goes underneath. Okay, it has to go under the fan and into place. Oops, sorry. Under the fan and into place there. There we go. Okay, then we had this piece that went on here like that. Oops, I need to switch to the PH0, JS0. That screw goes there. I need to make sure twist it backwards so it's going in straight. Alright, there's that one. Then we have this piece here. Line that up. Click that in, click that in. Make sure that you lined it up right before you clicked it down. Okay, got this piece here. All right, so we have this piece that went up here. Okay, we're gonna move over. We're gonna get this next one here. Oh, let's make sure to get the wireless antennas in before we forget. Make sure it's all lined up. Okay, good. This is gonna be tough. I don't know how I'm gonna, oops, I don't know how I'm gonna show this one. let's see, I need to hold this here, and then rotate it on, make sure it's latched, and then click it down. There we go. And then we got this one here, same thing. Make sure it's let into place. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I was showing it properly, but hopefully I was. Make sure that's in. Okay, seems like it's good. Now we can go ahead and put the little metal cover plate back on. Okay, and then tighten this down. There we go. This kind of wiggles around, so make sure to hold it in place as you tighten that screw. Okay, what's next? Let's zoom out here. Okay, we got this one here. And we got the one for the fan here. Right, we got this metal plate that goes back on top. Got this screw here. Good. Got the other one here. Okay, now we got two more on this side. This guy here. This guy here. Okay, and then we got the two for the fans. This one here. And this one here. All right, let's go ahead and put in the screen here. So the screen, again, we have to put it to like 90 degrees. So we'll flip this over. Let me adjust the camera here. Is that gonna work? Let me zoom out. Okay, we didn't need to zoom out that much. Okay, so we got that. Then we gotta hold this cabling up, get the hinges lined up here. Okay, so this one's a little tricky because you have to hold the screen into place so it doesn't fall. Okay, so make sure to hold that into place. All right, then we'll get these screws. This one in. Then we'll get this one in. All right. Slowly, carefully close that. There we go. And then get the last few in. Okay, I'm gonna loosely fit them because we need the screen to make sure, like if it can move around, we need to make sure to align it properly. But let's go ahead and get all of the screws in first. One here. Okay, now that we got that all in, you're gonna want to align this. So I'd like to use my fingers there, and then we can go ahead and tighten it down. go. Get that lined up, and then click that in. Get this lined up, and click that in. All right, there we go. Make sure we have to switch back to the PH0 or JS0. We'll get the side screws in here. This one, and this one. There we go. Make sure those are pushed in all the way. All right, then we have this piece we need to put back. That in. And then get these in. And I think that's about it. Zoom out. Oops, let me fix the camera. There we go. All right, now let's get the battery and the speakers in, and I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully I didn't miss any connections. I think we got them all. We'll get this lined up. We'll line up the battery connector first, and then now that that's slightly in, we should be able to swing that over. Okay, push that, pinch this in, just like this. Get that in, get this in. This in and get this in. Okay, so now we got speakers and everything else in. We'll get these in, switch back to the PH1, JS1 screwdriver. Get this screw for the speaker in. Okay, this other screw for the speaker in. Switch back over to the PH0 or JS0, and let's get the battery screws in. One here, one here. Hopefully the battery's good. Okay, I'm gonna put this screw over here. They're missing a screw for the top here, and they're missing 2 screws for the bottom because I'm pretty sure they destroyed them. Probably they were trying to use the wrong size screwdrivers. All right, now we're gonna put one down here and one down here. Okay. All right, we'll get the bottom cover back on. Click everything back down into place. Alright, and then we're going to switch back to the T5, Torx 5, and get those screws back in, and that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. Excuse me. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Again, every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, again, it would help a lot if you can watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, let's get the last few screws in, powered up, and make sure everything looks good. Okay, let's put it on the outside since he's missing 2. might have to plug this one in to power it on. All right, there we go. All the screws back in. Let's see if it will turn on. Flip this over. Okay, come on. Why is this laptop so hard to open? All right, so power button. And I do see the keyboard backlight, and we see the DELL. So we should be good to go. Again, hopefully it helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's see if it starts loading Windows. Come on. Why is the battery too low? No, it's restarting. Okay. Usually when you disconnect the battery on these, it resets the BIOS or CMOS RTC real-time clock. So, yep, there you go. Time of day not set. So basically just set that all up in the BIOS and you should be good. You could also set it up in Windows and you'll be fine. So yeah, not really much else to show. It should be good. And I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.